two separate worlds. One shadow, one light. Where the difference between life and death is a few inches of metal. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, only for Nintendo GameCube. Rated T for Teen.
It's been so long, it feels like, since I've decided to do a stream where it's just like how it was with the old schedule, that I would just stream on a Friday night. But fuck it, like, this month has just had me in a Metroid mood. That we're just gonna continue right on to the sequel. Oh, man. Such a good title screen. Like, Prime 1's is classic. But I will give credit to this one, just like exuding a certain level of confidence, like on Retro's parts. Where after the success of the first game, it's like that screen is just letting you know a bit more of like the new things they're trying to go for. New things that, admittedly, I do not find land all the way for me. I've said as much over the past few streams of just playing through Metroid Prime 1, obviously. But this is still a good game. Even the weakest of the Prime Trilogy is still better than a lot of games. It's certainly better than Hunters is on the DS, that's for sure. But even then, it's like, I say that as someone that still enjoyed my time with Hunters years back, but I wouldn't play it again now just because of how, like, unwieldy it is to try and control that thing without an actual DS. Oh yeah, that's right, I still had that leftover, like, file. Which didn't really have any, like, progress made on it. It was just there just to kind of, like, quickly, like, run through the start and make sure that this worked through Nintendo. Because, you know, of course, it's like, aside from the games that I obviously physically own, like, I generally tend to run these games that I stream off of, like, a hard drive solution if it allows for it. If I have the disc, you know, that's where the exception comes in. I might as well take advantage of it. But hey, let's just go straight into it. Contract. A bounty, you might say. I will say with this game, compared to all the others of the trilogy in terms of, like, their openings, this is definitely the one that feels like it's the most, like, hit the ground running fast. Because the area that you start in is literally just, like, it's not segregated from the rest of, like, the game map. It's not like how it was with, like, the friggin' Orpheon or the entire, like, first couple hours. Well, not even that. I guess it's more just like the first hour or so when you're on that Galactic Federation ship. You know, because that's definitely an area you do not go back to after you're done with the opening hours and like all the scripted story sections. This, meanwhile, it's like if Super Metroid just completely ignored the whole Ceres Station opening and was like, fuck it, you're back on Zebes now. But hey, it's like, Whole lot of stuff's gone, like, slight but significant redesigns. Like, the ship is more in line with how it is in the 2D games. Samus's various suits is updated quite nicely. Like, the visor and, like, the green lines kind of going down the legs are, like, the most obvious part of that. It, like, weirdly enough, like, the more I've thought about it, it actually does more to accentuate, like, her physique as, like, a woman. Compared to, like, how older designs usually were with being, like, very bulky and blocky. There's, like, just enough of that still remaining, but, like, it's also, like, a lot of sleekness to it. Oh, yeah. Invert that because, yeah. Visors, yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's all I need to change. Yep, there it is. Keeping the HUD as it is. And even scanning things is so much nicer as well, because it's like you're not hunting for icons. It's just like you have this on, all like important scannable objects are like highlighted a different color. Blue for like just regular incidental stuff. Red for like logbook critical or like key based mechanisms. And then green just lets you know, hey, this is, you've already scanned it. Custom built for you by the Federation shipyards at Alias 3. Contains a mobile energy recharge system and micro factories designed to produce ammunition. Yep. That's our ship, all right. Okay. So also should like emphasize again, because I've mentioned it like offhand when going through like the stream for Prime 1, is that all the versions of Prime 2 that I've ever beaten were actually on like the trilogy version. It wasn't the GameCube original, which is what I'm playing right now. So this will actually be quite an interesting experience, I think, if only because I remember how this game's more infamous bosses go. I generally recall what the means of dealing with them was. But it'll be interesting to see if like my skill and reflexes can like quickly catch up to what it needs. Because this game was tuned to be so much harder than Prime 1. Yep, that's the gate. Destroy locks to activate the gate. Like so. Obviously, though, with this opening bit is, like, even if it's not spelling it out to you, it is still very obvious, like, where it is you need to go anyway. It's fulfilling, like, the same role that, like, the frigate section of Prime 1 was serving. But, again, it's not divorced from the rest of the game world. These are areas that you're still going to be able to go back to if you so choose. There we go. Worker Splinter. Low threat target generates webbing for use in its duties. Just exterminate them, because that's what Samus does. Yeah. There we go. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I think with the log data, I think these are the ones that I'm definitely gonna put a bit of focus on, like pressing starts to actually read the full log. Because, like, obviously it's, like, pretty interesting story stuff. Something wrong with the lock systems this section. They failed twice, locking us out until someone came along to let us in. If it happens again while we're playing bait for those things, well, at least we'll go out fighting instead of hiding in the control area. Yeah, that worked well for you, Bennett. Okay. Personal log entry, data transferred. Don't like this plan. Hive's a small portion of a larger network. Maybe dozens of Hive systems like this across the planet, and they may all be linked. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Dealing with a bug problem. Yes, these are Space Marines. How could you tell? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep, that we know how to make use of bombs. Going into these slots. Yep. Oh dear. The dead have risen. Woohoo. Dark Troopers. Oh yeah, and also, of course, like, as another sign of just how much they, like, rebuilt everything that had already existed in Prime 1. Like, even down to, like, the mechanism of Samus's arm cannon when it fires missiles is clearly different. You know? It doesn't pedal open, and now just, like, extends, like, the 4 quadrants, like, outward while still being parallel with the rest of the cannon. Like, that's a cool detail, and honestly, like, so much more elegant looking, if I'm being honest. There we go. Oh. There. Yeah, easy. Oh, man. Yeah, it's the sort of thing where it's like the first positive impression that Prime 2 always makes when you go to it is that, like, when you have the knowledge of how Prime 1 was made and, like, how it plays and all that, it's like you essentially, you're very quickly able to appreciate, like, the clear, subtle, like, changes and improvements they made and just how, like, the rest of the game feels. And like, how the familiar elements of Prime look so much better. Unknown dimensional anomaly. Yep. Oh boy. And that's a scene that you get way, way too familiar with when playing this game. Just that transition between portals. It's still a pretty good scene. Even though I know very well, like, what this is supposed to signal. Wouldn't be a Metroid game without Samus losing her powers. Which in this game is a matter that feels like you really do not get the sense that's what even happens during during this scene. It's only after it tells you anyway. It's like, yeah, these creatures, they're the ones that just straight up steal it. They steal all your goodies that you got to play around with for like a way shorter time than you did in Prime 1, which I guess is the one thing that I kind of can chalk up as like a negative for as far as like something that this game does. Because in Prime 1, the cause of you losing your powers was like an electrical surge or like shockwave causing Samus to get like flung against the wall, and it physically damages her suit to the point that it like corrupts and like takes offline a lot of her abilities, including downgrading the various suit down to just the normal power suit. Here it's like it doesn't even do that kind of change to your to the look of your power suit. It's still the various suit. So, yeah, it's weird. And considering I feel how that went over, it's like, man, no wonder they did not try like coming up with another excuse again for Prime 3. Instead, it was just like, you don't start with any powers that you lose partway through. Still, one thing's for sure. This game does sell you the idea that you are 100% stuck here, even if you wanted to leave somehow. Good old save station. Okay. Oh. Man, this game's so cool. Even if I know full well the areas or like the moments coming up that'll make me kind of not enjoy it at the moment, at least I won't get lost. At least I have like a similar type of like system in place to make sure that I can do things in the proper order. Alright, Mark II bridge. Often locks in place, leading the Marines to call for a new design. Yeah. Army supplies. Not once. Not once in these sort of fictional universes are they ever 100% reliable. They've always got to get some manner of complaints from the people that, like, frequently use them. All right. And there's a splinter. Obviously similar in design in a lot of ways to like those black creatures when we went through the portal. Low threat index, avoid physical contact. Yeah. That's one way to solve it. I love how so much of like the Marines' equipment in this, like, the excuse that it constantly gets stuck at in place at various points is just like the silliest excuse for them to get away with, like, giving you a reason just to shoot at something. There he is. It's another Marine. M. Veroni. Think Haley's losing it. Talks to himself all the time. Won't sleep. Almost shot me on watch the other night. Think he thought I was one of those things. Talked to the doc about taking him off the line, and he told me we need all the help we can get. True, but if he goes berserk, he kills a bunch of us. That won't be very helpful. Like, all these messages very clearly arranged in an order for you to get that is like, yeah, it gives you the sense of, like, you're discovering these things, but, like, not to the point where it's like you're able to, like, uncover this information non-linearly, in a non-linear fashion. Oh, yeah, this music. Okay. Yeah, that'll solve it. Oh. Oh, wait. See what I mean about this game using military equipment getting stuck as an excuse for you to just get to shoot at something. Alright, we're at the Dynamo chamber. Mark 7. Composed of densium, invulnerable to most weapons, though high-yield explosives are effective. Right. Power bombs. Good to know. At least I think it's power bombs. Like, they changed the element names away from what it was in Prime 1, but I'm pretty sure Desium is supposed to be like their version of Bendesium. Probably works a lot better for them, I guess. There we go. Close one gate to open another. Okay. Oh! Bugger was still alive. Alright. Okay. Communication area. There's got to be another Marine around here. Okay, not that way. Or that. There it is. El Broda. We'll be making our stand here. The engineer tells me there's no way we'll get the ship's engines online, and atmospheric interference is scrambling our distress beacon. If anyone reads this, know that we did our duty and fought well. Yep. As expected, they knew their time was up. Okay. Yeah. It's funny, you can actually just do this. Which is obviously part of progression, but it doesn't really matter much because the signal's just not going to go out anyway, like the log says. Oh yeah, we got ourselves a turret, which will shoot at us. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I like that nice detail. It's like, with where the camera was facing coming out of that hole, I was like, you would think by disengaging the morph ball it would, like, keep me facing that wall, but no, it literally, like, unfurled like Samus and had her facing in the direction of where she needed to be scanning something. Like, that is quality streamlining, because this is a sort of subtle change that you really don't know unless you've, like, played these games a bunch of time and are now looking for the finer details. It's ridiculous. I can outshoot half the men here, and I'm stuck on monitor duty. I didn't join up to stare at a hollow screen. This is bullshit. This wouldn't happen to Samus Aran. She'd be out there taking care of business, murdering species and nuking entire planets, not pushing buttons and sending reports. And she sure as hell wouldn't be taking orders from a vaguely sexist CO who denies her the ability to defend herself with useful powers. No, I have no idea who you think I could be talking about. Don't be ridiculous. Yeah, whatever. Adam's a dick. Oh, finally made it. At the compound. This is... oh, yeah. Yeah, just sit back and enjoy the show. Yep. Until they appeared. Yeah, might as well say they're called the Ing. We get told that later, but who cares? It's not like I'm trying to hide spoilers or some shit. Yeah, they got owned. They got owned pretty hard. Well, that's the end of them. I mean, there's still plenty of things that we can scan, obviously. New research entry. The GFS tier. Anhur class patrol ship. Yep. Now then. There should be, besides that... There should be 6 other Marines, like, with their logs that needs to be scanned. So here's the first one from Exeter. He's the captain. Beginning to think it was a real bad idea going down there. No kidding. It's like you seem to like not have that much problems like shooting down that space pirate frigate. You clearly had the advantage. You like You could have just, like, easily won with the pot shots you take, like, causing them to get marooned down there and moved on with your lives. Reeves is right. The Hive is just one of many. It's stupid to stir a hornet's nest, especially if you plan on sleeping under it. Yeah. Feel bad for them, but obviously a whole lot of bad ideas going around as far as, like, these Marines coming down here. Alright. From Triplet. Sarge says those splinters remind him of some killer bug he saw on another planet once. All I know is that things are fast and take a lot to drop. Pretty soon we'll have to go to bayonets. Everyone's low on ammo. Even Broad, and he's the stingiest grunt I know. Alright, what do we got here? Milligan. What's your story? Brutal lost the bet, so he switched watch duty with me. Figure this section's nice and safe and boring, which suits me just fine. Let those other pugs guard the hot zone. Hold on. Hey! And then, of course, I'm not even going to try and read the rest of it that way. It's still... I don't know. There's probably a chance that they had the idea of maybe, like, having all, like, these, like, Marine logs voiced. But it just being transcribed is always so hilarious and kind of dumb to read. Alright, there's Haley. We got 4, I think, of the 6 Marines that are currently, like, in this area that have logs. Itchy Tasty. Actually, no, that's not fair. That's not even close to, like, a 4 Itchy Tasty. He's not turning into a monster. He's just going insane. Here's Broad. Man, I hope that this is the only breeding ground for these things. If there's more, we're in big trouble. Had a hard enough time taking that one out of commission. Almost ran out of ammo. I never run out of ammo. And there's the last one. There's Craney. Last night at Chow, Angseth starts talking about some bounty hunter and how she blew up a planet full of space pirates. Told her I didn't believe in fairy tales like that, and she took it personal. I just find it hard to believe that one person took out an entire space pirate base, that's all. But if she wants to believe in this Samus or Bigfoot or Santa Claus, she can. How the hell does anyone in this universe, especially military, go through and not hear a single thing about Samus and her exploits? Oh, these don't have logs. They're just dead, of course. Just, come on. And of course it was Angseth, the person, like the only female Marine of this group that got stuck on monitor duty. Of course she's the one that is, like, the most idolizing of Samus Aran, and all the others just don't care. Bunch of sexists in this platoon, I tell you what. Alright. I always dug this little thing that they added, like this concept to the to Prime 2. Just the idea of, like, cannons to shoot you out of when in morph ball form. Okay, hold on. There it is, right. Knew I was missing something. Yep. you just get the missile launcher back. No fancy cutscene animation. There we go. Dark Splinter. There we go. Yeah, just all these dark versions of enemies really do become tanky sons of bitches. There we go. Alright, now let's get back up here. We got a missile door that we can take, obviously. Oh yeah, for some reason, I guess I just didn't... Oh yeah, that's right, because the hologram and the actual object itself are like different scans. And it's just like, yeah, it just tells you how to use it. Oh, that's fine. We got everything in this, like, at this landing site. Get to shoot out of the cannon again. Okay, here we are, Sacred Bridge. And there's the last of our troopers. Denny's. Oh, wait. Right. I'm the only one left. Managed to get out of the hive, but when I got to the ship, everyone was gone. Dead. I'm heading for that alien building we saw earlier. Maybe someone can help me there? Wait, something's... blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. Another one of those weird, abrupt endings that just reads terribly when you have it transcribed like that. But hey, at least if you're, like... if you were playing this for the first time and, like, actually paying attention to the scan to every trooper you came across in order to, like, get their logs, that being the last one is pretty good timing as far as giving you a hint to, like, where you should be going next, you know? And there we go. War Wops are back. This time, though, with the ability to actually, like, projectile shoot venom as opposed to just ramming you. Unit locked in current firing position. Yep. Okay. There we go. We got the Hive Scan. Yeah, and just blow these up to be safe. The game's giving me missiles, so why not? Yep. Structural integrity critical. Heavy impact may cause it to shatter. Yeah, a heavy impact, like a morph ball getting shot out of a cannon or something. There we go. Yeah, it still feels so good moving through this game. Okay. A curious-looking creature. Target's been dead for 8 cycles. It has an effect similar to mummification on dead biomatter. Further analysis required to determine chemicals' effect on living biomatter. Oh well. Okay, here we go. Inside the temple proper. What? Hold on. Transport A. Okay, no. Alright, the scan I thought that was here was actually like, I think in the room after this elevator. Okay. Going up. Area resource scan complete. Local save beacon is active. Oh. Yeah. How nice. I'm already this close. Thanks again for the hint system. Okay. No. Oh. Ah. Damn it. I don't know. There's no chance that they'd possibly, like, come back through or something, right? God damn it. Oh, well. Oh, fortunately, I guess, like, the little scan order guide that I have mentions that those are very easy to miss, so they'll be listed again later when it's a lot easier to catch them. Okay. Temple Sanctuary. Oh. Oh, yeah. We got ourselves a boss right now. Alright. Shoot them all. Yeah, they're still so tanky. Like, holy shit. There. Alpha Splinter. Alpha male of a war pack. Oh, jeez. Didn't even give me time to get out of the way. Yeah, and it's just like it leaps so far out of your periphery that like it causes you to lose lock on every time. And now they're gonna get harder. Dark Alpha Splinter, alpha male of a Darkling war pack. It is kind of silly with the I feel with the with like the details and like in the scan logs, where like anytime it comes to a dark version of an existing like scan log, I feel like most of them are just the exact same. They just include the words dark or darkling or some other like appropriate dark word in there to kind of help differentiate it. And Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Huh. Yeah, this ain't no Parasite Queen for sure. Alrighty. Unknown item acquired. Suit Antivirus has determined that that this unknown item / software is okay. Jeez, I am so close to dead. And wait, no, hold on. That's blocked off now. That's right. Shit, I can't even go back and save. Whatever. There's probably one up top. Whew. Yeah. And now for some more exposition. Time to explain what's really happening. I will admit, this is kind of the one thing about the whole dual world concept in a Metroid game I'm not too big on, is the fact that they lean so hard into, like, the very light and dark concepts of it all. Which is like, I don't know, it's the sort of thing where Metroid's, like, obviously had some amount of, like, paranormal, like, or, like, spiritual stuff in there, you know, especially with the Chozo. Like, that much was, like, not into something to put into question. But I think when it's, like, when you're using, like, the terms light and dark in this context, when it is so much easier to, like, wrap your head around, like, in a more traditional fantasy setting, that's kind of when it gets a bit hokey for me. Yep, and also kind of the other thing that I'm not too big on with Prime 2, and it's also a thing that still persists to, like, a lesser extent in 3, and that this is kind of like the part in the Prime series onward where, like, a lot of your progression started to take away some of the focus from what it traditionally used to be, which is the idea that your power-ups were the literal and figurative key. You know, they had combat and mobility applications, but they were also the things necessary to, like, unlocking the next step in the critical path. Here, it's like more importance is given to these transcoders to let you decipher these, like, visual door code locks, which, as I learned recently, was, like, those symbols are designed to be, like, essentially Luminoth sign language, with, like, the lines and dots connecting them basically being the knuckles and digits of a Luminoth's hand, or multiple hands. But it's the sort of thing where, like, you see, like, in this context, and it's like, this is the sort of thing where, like, I expect more out of a Castlevania. Because there's plenty of Igavanias that literally do this sort of thing where they don't have a good idea for, like, an ability-based key to take you to the next critical path point. So they instead just make a literal key. And that's it. Alright. Energy controller. Oh. Regulates planetary energy. Energy in the sector used to link to a global energy network. Cool. Scan Umos. The one Luminoth, or at least I'd say one of the few Luminoth in this game whose, like, names are, like, the on the easier side of pronounceable. Because they do follow a certain logic in their naming schemes, but it doesn't always, like, come trippingly off the tongue. There we go. Scanning new lore. Might as well check this out. Told that the Luminoth were not born on Aether, but of the stars. Yeah, kind of like the Chozo with them arriving on Talon 4. Almost called it Talos 4. I have no idea what that was. Met a number of vast minds of enlightened minds. Inkrin, Ila, and of course the Chozo. Yeah. Not surprising that the Luminoth is just like a Chozo stand-in in this case, you know? You know, like a peace-oriented spacefaring race. There. Whew. But hey, regardless of those gripes, at least it's clear now what our mission is. It at least spells it out more clearly as far as, like, what the overall goal is compared to Metroid Prime 1, where it was very much, like, under wraps about what that was and, like, yeah, having you, like, discovered along the way. There. Light flyer. Target mechanoid is quite durable. Can fire bursts of energy in combat. Alright. But now we got our first location to go to anyway. I'd say, like, the second best of, like, the three major areas we need to go to, not counting the temple grounds, which is more like the... It's more like the hub. Because it's like, it's not as cool as, like, one of the later areas in the game, but it's also not as dreadful as one of the other later areas of the game. And of course, this is also not counting, like, the whole light-dark world dichotomy that's going on. So we're essentially going through, like, two versions of these type of areas. Alright. Temple assembly site. We're back here. And hey, look at that. Loop back around. Came through here quite a while ago. Oh boy, still gotta deal with these. And also kill them before too many get... Ah, damn it. Alright, that worked. Got some health back, some more missiles. Very good. And an energy tank, thank God. This game will certainly make you love the idea of getting new energy tanks more than you could ever hope, with how much it is willing to damage you all the time. Okay, so where else? So, yeah, I gotta go back to the industrial site. And there it is. Beyond this door, the path to Agon Wastes lies. Once fertile plains, now sand, scorched and ruined by war. Yep. It's just the whole fucking desert. Oh. There's... And this is what I was talking about as well, with how some of these names, like, some of the names for the Luminoth are more pronounceable than others. I'm not even gonna try with this one. Alright. Final entry of the Warrior J. Their army swells, beasts and rogue machines join the ranks of the Horde, all eager to bring death to the Luminoth. Ing sent these new additions to the industrial site to do battle with me, while they watched from safety. Cowardly mongrels, my only regret in death is that I did not live to see the day of their defeat. Man. God, it's just so silly, just reminding me how much Umos, like, his plight comes off as, like, they're clearly, like, defenseless against the Ing, but it doesn't really, like, he glosses over a lot of the fact that, like, they really did try their best at fighting back, to the point that, like, the last testaments of these warrior Luminoth are just goddamn zealots. There we go. More missiles. No, that's not it. There should be... I don't know. Is it actually around here? Or maybe, like, the other scan that I think is around here is one that happens, like, at the bottom of this elevator. Because the rooms that are connected by an elevator all have the same names, even when they're, like, going into a completely different region. So I guess we'll just try that. Or not, no? What the hell? On bearer pod. Shit, no, okay. I clearly missed something up there. I guess that transition spot, like in the temple grounds, was just like a one-time thing, because like this is transport to temple grounds. Now we're in the transport to Agon Wastes, and I'm just like, where the hell is this other thing that I could be missing? Oh, fuck me. Come on. Real sneaky. Search for a home took us through the cosmos. For many a great cycle we roamed. Place to call our own eluded us. Began to despair, feeling the search was in vain. Yeah, so great with its beauty, most of which is like no longer here because of what happened when the trouble started. Okay, now we can continue. Back to Agon. Oh. There. So what is this? A lumite. Photosynthetic flying insect. Relatively harmless in shadows, powerful and invisible in the light. Done. And sandgrass. Whew. Oh yeah, flashes of thunder all around. Yeah, like this is admittedly a pretty alright area, even if it is just like, yeah, it's just desert and kind of not that much more distinct than what we were going through in the temple grounds, just like a bit more beige to it. I mean, the route that it gets you to go through in this is pretty good. But here are the sandbats. There. And it's... oh, thank God it still kept my scan progress as I kept missing every single one. And sand digger. Okay, there's a missile door up ahead. Just take that. Come on, stop harassing me. Thank you. Whew. It's nice playing this, but also I've got so many other things thinking about it for this weekend that I've also got to make time for to get around to. You know, stuff that's like non-stream related, because as I found out, Bright Memory Infinite just came out recently, and apparently because for people that had owned the original release back when I think it was the whole thing was just the first episode in like early access, they were like, hey, because you bought this for us all these years ago, we're giving you like our new official release for free, which is, that's cool. I can't say no to free. I might as well try it. And then the other is, I had recently ordered a particular retro device that I'm very anxious to kind of put through its paces and see what it can do for me. And what it is that it's basically like a controller port converter that allows for like you to plug it into your OG Xbox or GameCube, and then from there you can plug in a PS2 controller, or just like any controller with like a PS1/2, I guess, controller port connector. Brimstone. Yep. And from there, it's like you can then use PS2 controllers on OG Xbox or GameCube. That's the gist of it. And I basically have like reason for possibly wanting this as a solution because of how I mentioned with Spike Out like a couple nights ago that like I've been really wanting to get into playing some Spike Out again, and I had the Xbox version, Battle Street. And it's so hard for me to like adjust to playing that game in any way that isn't just with an arcade stick. So I'm curious to see how well it will work for me, if it'll like successfully recognize the PS2 fight stick that I have and just like have it work out the gate. Because if so, that'll not only be great for that game, for Spike Out, but it will also be great for me just like if I have the itch to play DOA 3 or Ultimate again. Because those are, again, fighting games that, like, admittedly, like Team Ninja, they did a good job as far as, like, button inputs for input mappings for those games. Like they generally work pretty well, like on just the gamepad. But for pulling off the directional moves with certain characters that I'd want, it's like, yeah, I'd rather have a stick on hand because that feels more natural for me, especially for my Virtua Fighter addled brain, because I also play Virtua Fighter with an arcade stick. It's just, it feels right. It's satisfying to just know that you only need 3 buttons and it just smartly uses them in different combinations that are easy to press. Oof. I gotta say, running this through Nintendo, and it does have me a bit worried every time like I exit out of the map screen, and it's like, it just hitches for like less than a second, like frozen in place, and I worry every time. It's like, oh god, don't tell me this is gonna crash on me. Okay, but we're at Mining Station A. We got 2 scans to worry about. Yep. The Marines may be dead, but we still got space pirates. There we go. Starfaring Brigand. Aggressive, well-armed, trained for combat and conquest. Got it. Okay. Oh, come on. There you are, up there. Then, is there like another thing around here? Oh, there it is. At the Brisky. Yep. Shoot it with a missile to get rid of the shell, but then also kill it very quickly because of the venomous substances that it's excreting. There. Okay. Missile door up ahead. Refill on missiles. Partially. Let's see. Oh, no. Come on. No. Oh, shit. I was prepared for every occasion when it came to, like, scanning the Shriekbats in Prime 1. I completely forgot that they brought these jerks back for 2. And it wouldn't let me freaking scan them. God. Ugh. But that's okay. At least, like, they're not a one-time scan. It's just like the earliest opportunity you can get them. And just gotta be more diligent this time. Okay. There we go. Alpha Sand Digger. Whole lot of love for just, like, calling these big creatures, like, alpha versions. Although that reminds me of a particular enemy type later on that, like, when it gets the alpha variant, it just reads off as incredibly funny. But I think I'll actually save that for later. Its tail is exposed when moving. Its mouth can be hit when glowing. There. Yeah. Admittedly, I do also feel like that it's at this point with Prime 2 that it, like, gives you this idea that, like, the bosses you're dealing with are absolutely no longer the same kind of, like, chump change that you were dealing with back in the first game, where they were just so whatever in terms of, like, move variety and strategy. Here it's more like it's clear what they're wanting you to do. They're wanting you to go through, like, a specific pattern that is, like, easily, like, controllable and can be paced like, by the player depending on how good they are. And all the while you have to deal with, like, the bombs it lays down as well to avoid damage as much as possible. Like, it works. I'd say it works as, like, a pretty decent, like, design prelude to just, like, the insane complexity that this game gets up to with its later bosses. Because some of them are legit incredible for, like, what you'd expect to see out of, like, a first-person game of all things. Because, like, first-person games, shooters specifically or otherwise, are, like, they really aren't that great when it comes to, like, dedicated one-on-one boss fights. Like, the toolkit that they always give their players is, like, explicitly designed to work better with, like, dealing with large groups. It's not quite the same as a boss fight for, like, a melee-based action game, you know, where you actually have in-depth move variety on both the boss's part and the player. But hey, we got our bombs back. That's nice. Okay, but now gotta keep going and access these controllers. Because Prime 2 really can just be boiled down to, like, just a big key hunt with a Link to the Past dual world conceit to it. I get that because it's being done in a Metroid game as opposed to, like, yet another Zelda game, that for a lot of people that makes it more interesting or, like, novel, but it's like... But it's hard to get behind that just because, yeah, it's not being done again in a Zelda game, but it is still Nintendo. That'd be like trying to say, like... I don't know, I was about to say, like, something regarding, like, having a boss type show up that is just like a floating head and two hands, and at some point we're like, especially with just in terms of, like, the hands that have a weak point in their palms. Like, at what point, I honestly cannot think of, like, what Nintendo series at this point hasn't done that. But that's kind of generally what I feel about it at that point. There are only certain franchises from Nintendo where I feel like that is where, like, it's more appropriate in certain games than it is in others. And I generally do not think Metroid is quite as earning of that when it comes to the idea of, like, a dual world concept. All right. I'm Aisha, Sentinel of the Agon Temple. All right, so what's your message? Ah, yes. Yep, like I said, it's all a big key hunt. Okay. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, so obviously we'll be coming back here to deposit off the energy we get back from the Dark Agon Wastes temple and all that. Sure there wasn't any other place. What the hell? I think there's, yeah, because there's supposed to be... Unless it's gonna spring on me when I try and get out. No? What the hell? Oh my god. Seriously though, there should be like one more thing that I can scan here that's supposed to be like a piece of lore. Like another one of those like colored keys, like the Luminoth symbols that hold like records of their past. Is it seriously not in here? What am I missing? No, I'm looking back here again. There's gotta be something. Just what the hell, man? No, that doesn't break. Oh my, God, that's right. I'd completely suppressed this part. Freaking goddamn Retro, you were so sneaky with this game. Just hiding all like these lore bits in like corners that people would often not be able to explore. Like, the thing that from, like, people like me that, like, finished Metroid Prime 1, the thing we didn't bring up was the idea that, like, the Chozo lore being in plain sight was somehow, like, a downside. No, it wasn't. Ah. Yep. There. Fine. I can leave now. Ugh. This game, it still feels so good to play. It's got some neat ideas I can appreciate the attempt at. Especially, like, and I don't even mind the fact that they consciously wanted to make, like, a sequel that was, like, increasing the challenge compared to Prime 1. I'm totally down with that. Again, it's just all the other, like, weird decisions and how things turned out that is just, like, not necessarily something that I'm, like, always, like, super big on. Okay, so where... Okay, Agon Wastes, Temple Access... Yeah, Mining Station A. Oh, and they're back. Thank you. Yep, like I said, they weren't one time only or anything. I would have another chance. It's fine. Shriek bats. Yeah, just like they start flying so quickly, and they're basically designed in a way that just do not let you, like, get the ability to just lock onto them with ease. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's another one of those other creatures, the ones with the hard shell. Okay. There we go. Through vigilance and strength, we create peace. And a missile expansion. How nice. Drop down and turn around and take that door. Okay. Portal access A. Oh my god, that pause was way too long for my liking. It definitely seems to get shorter every time I do it in areas that are already like in memory, I guess. She's like, God damn, I forget exactly what is that. Oh yeah, that's right. I was almost overthinking it. "20 missiles, that's a good start for now. Here we are, Portal Terminator. It's not Terminator, Terminal. God, I'm doing real bad with words. Oh yeah, and of course now they gotta get... Time to get possessed by the darkness. There we go. Darkling possessed space pirate. And strength and stamina gained from addition of symbiote. Dislikes bright lights. Yeah, I just need to... Missile everything. God damn. Oh, just the defense buff, man. Like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like how legitimately like more fun it was dealing with face-on induced enemies in 3. Because they at least like went with the idea that you could also do the same to yourself and give yourself a huge damage boost. So it was like, it was basically like a dangerous mechanic that you were incentivized to use in areas where you were basically being overpowered by the enemy. Main energy controller was built in the Great Temple. 3 sub-controllers were built in the temples of Torvis, Agon, and Sanctuary. Collected the energy, then radiated over the world to all who needed it. Came to call this precious energy the Light of Ether, brought an age of peace and prosperity. Definitely the kind of energy use and utopia that could never ever happen in our world. Okay, there should be... Isn't there like another... Hold on. I think there's supposed to be something like another scan for, I think it might have been like a, something like a pill bug or something. Targets in a state of dimensional flux. Of course. Man, this really has been the one thing about Prime 2 I legit forgot, and that is, like, how much more difficult it is to actually, like, find the things that you want to scan. And it's the sort of thing where I can't tell it's because if I'm missing something in the moment or if I'm expected to trigger something else in the room that will then cause like the thing I need to scan actually spawn. It might actually be this. I don't fucking know. Oh, no. Yeah. Just wasn't looking in the right spot. There's the pill bugs. Yeah, enemies that I gotta deal with via morph ball. Morph balls, bombs, rather. Okay. Mm-hmm. Got it. Still, credit where credit's due. I always will very much appreciate how much more advanced and, like, really engaging, like, the morph ball related, like, traversal and puzzles are in Prime 2 and 3. Because they were really able to, like, come up with, like, find better understanding of how to, like, take advantage of it. Oh yeah, and speaking of Prime 2, I guess, like, another thing, like, on the list of things that I have to do this weekend is, I think it was, like, the channel called Kiwi Talks or whatever it was. It was, like, it's the channel that specifically had, like, these, a couple of, like, interviews with, like, ex-Retro Studio devs. You know, it was, like, as stuff like, you know, it was Mike Wick and Brian Walker, Clark Wen, where it's just, like, talking about, like, their insights on, like, the development of the games of Retro Studios, especially the Prime Trilogy. And apparently, like, earlier today, the guy just uploaded another interview with, like, another guy. I forgot the name of it, but he was, like, another designer. And who, like, specifically started with Prime 2. And from what I got of, like, the chapter notes, as far as, like, each, like, section of it, where he's, like, answering, like, one of the host's, like, particular questions, seems to, like, be very specifically focused around Prime 2. So I actually am interested to check that out. And there we go. Now we get to the heart of what is really most divisive about this game. And why I am on the side of appreciate the concept, wished it was a different execution. Yeah. We're in Dark Ether. We got a safe spot. But everything outside this safe zone is super corrosive to us. Yep, we gotta run from safe spot to safe spot. And I've said it before in the past, regardless of like atmosphere and lore reasons for like kind of establishing this place the way it is, I cannot reconcile the fact that this feels way too much like the same sort of thing that like all of us have trashed Other M for, which was that one bit where you're like running through like the hot lava zone and taking continuous damage. Like being forced to go through like damage zones in a game like this where exploration or just like finding hidden details in the environment is like a big focus is not a fun thing to have. Oh well. I mean, at least to its credit, it's like this game does eventually give us the tools to like better navigate the dark ether without the need for like constantly doing like stop and go with these save zones. At least here we've got, you know, we saw like a figment of like stuff on the other side. And this is the sort of thing where it's like, it is so cool on paper, but I always find, at least just between my experience playing this game and Harmony of Dissonance, which actually I don't even know if Harmony of Dissonance necessarily did this, but the idea of like you doing stuff in one world affects the other is like so cool on paper. But because of just how Metroid maps are designed, it feels like it is so much harder to keep track of like the meaningful changes that happen across both worlds. There's the inglet. Yeah. Okay. So let's keep moving forward as much as we can. Back at the area that normally would be the save station. That said, regarding like my gripes as far as like why I really don't like the whole take constant damage motif. Like, the lighting in Dark Ether does a pretty good job of like selling that it is like a darker, more oppressive version of like the place that you had previously gone through. There's the Night Barb. Then, yeah. Oh, wait, that's right. No, it's... God damn it. I thought there would be some other things along the way if I went that route. But no, it... At this point of the game, very early on, it very specifically wants you to, like, hit each of these major, like, safe spots in a row. In the order that they intend. Symbiotic possession attempt failed. Huh! Nice try. I mean, it still kind of hurts me, but whatever. Okay. That's the warrior ing down and the Lightbringer. Creatures generate save zones while living, immune to most forms of attack. Yeah. How fortuitous that a creature like that exists in this hellscape. Honestly, I think for me, like, another contributor to, like, my problems with the whole, like, running and taking damage in Dark Aether is that, like, the rate at which you take damage at the start is so huge, and the rate at which it increases when you're staying in these safe zones is way too slow. Like, it's slowing you down way more than I feel that it needs to. At least here, it's kind of, like, tolerable just because you have, like, a moving safe zone. Cute little guys. Okay. Junction site. Yeah, we're coming back up on, like, the part of the tunnel in the regular Dark World. Not in the regular Light World, where we had that boss fight with the Bomb Guardian. Now we're gonna get another fight. I do like another thing that like makes me appreciate like a lot of what the bosses in Prime 2 go for is how like a number of like these guardian bosses are explicitly designed to represent the powers that you are going to get from them when you defeat them. And I always like that school of thought for designing bosses, especially if you're making it for like a game where acquisition of abilities that increase your capabilities is like a main draw. Able to generate energy shock waves and force fields. Yeah. And admittedly, the way it works here is like very, you know, like it's a boss fight that is designed to like test you on jumping over shock waves, which is something we definitely like got acquainted with during the course of Prime 1 because that's almost all bosses in that game. They really weren't that good at, like, figuring out, like, more interesting methods of attack. But, hey, I at least give, like... I can at least, like, tolerate it here, like, in this case, just because this is an early boss. And it is not at all, like, representative of, like, what later game bosses are capable of and what they expect you to do. And also, because this is in the Dark World, I also appreciate the mercy move of, like, giving you this safe spot to kind of work with. Obviously, they try to push you out, but as long as you, like, stay on top of things, it's not too bad. This is far from, like, counting as, like, one of the more difficult fights of the game. No, sir. That's only a little bit later. Still tanky. I'll give it that. Oh my god. He does not want to... Yeah, he is, like, way more rapid in his movements now. That angle kind of sucked, though. Ah, come on. Still, he's close to dead. We got this. Yeah, now he's just, like, not even going to higher ground. Just, he's desperate. Like, this is, like, one of those things that shows, like, how much better the bosses are. Like, one of the ways that they, like, demonstrate how well, like, how much better they got at designing these boss encounters was upping the intensity of and like erratic nature of their actions the closer they get to death. You know? Like, the more you get them close to the death's door, the more desperate they are to survive. And, like, makes you having to, like, pay more attention and, like, work harder in order to achieve that victory. Oh. There we go. Got our space jump back. Which still only counts as a double jump, but hey. What can you do? It's a first-person game. Okay. And luckily for us, it lets us get up to these platforms. And there we go. Yeah. Like, those were enemies that we saw in Light Ether that are, like... At the time, we had no idea, like, what the benefit was, really, from shooting them, because they weren't all that hostile. But no, it's like, you shoot and kill them in Dark Ether. The nice thing that happens is it will just, like, drop a light, like a light barrier. And we got space jump, obviously, so that means we can easily be let out of here. Alright, light portal scanned. We can finally head back out. Yeah, it's funny too, like, thinking about it again more, just the idea of going in and out of, like, normal zones and, like, extremely hostile zones, and it's like, we only recently just got, like, a new Metroid game that is absolutely, like, based around that concept, and that is Dread, you know? Like, the Emmy zones absolutely fit that bill, but they go about it in a different way where it's like, yeah, it won't damage you, but you're gonna be chased by something that if it catches you and you don't break out in time, it's gonna cause an instant death. Alright, transport center. Oh god, that still takes so long. So it's like, it's the sort of thing where, again, I keep mentioning, there's, like, other ways they could have, like, handled, like, Dark Ether in this game to, like, still get across that sense of hostility without just resorting to, like, a constant damage field outside of safe zones. The only thing that really comes to mind that I feel would be doable is something that's maybe, like you go outside of the safe zones and start making noise in there, then it's probably going to be something where, like, you, like... Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about, like, the blue root trees. Oh, well, at least that's taken care of. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, I was like, I wouldn't mind something where it was like, if you go outside the safe zones, like, it alerts nearby enemies to try and swarm over you or something. Like, have it be something where, like, maybe just the enemies themselves are going off of, like, detecting sound or whatever. I mean, the subtitle of the game is Echoes. Like, there's so much you could do with that, especially when this game later on gives you a sound visor that like, acts as echolocation. And it's used super situational, even though, like, it's a really cool visor when you get it and actually, like, see it in action. Oh, wait, no, that explains it. I went too far. I was just supposed to, I guess, just come here in order to get the missile expansion and then go back into the portal terminal and, like, take the other door out. Yeah, alright. Portal access. Okay, mining station. Ow. Something hit me. Oh, it was that thing. Okay. Nice. And more lore. This time actually easy to see in plain view when you're just going around. Like, thank you, game. Starborn terror burned through the heavens and struck Aether with an untold might. Yep, another meteor just like Battalion 4. The force of Torvus was engulfed and racked by the sea and just turned into like a dreadful low draw distance bog. But yeah, otherwise from how they described it, yeah, that's probably what you'd expect from like if like a large meteor were to like collide with a planet that has like a functioning ecosystem. Actually, hold on. I'm going to do something before I go through there. At least now that it's open. And to go back to, like, an earlier room to see if there's, like, a way to, like, get, like, an item that I believe is, like, a... like, an upgrade tank or whatever it is. Yeah. Just down here. Yep. E-tank. That's always good. Especially because I was already below the minimum capacity. I was already, like, at less than 99. Okay, we're good. We can keep going. There we go. Now we can move on. Central Station access. Oh no. Oh dear, the very bad idea juice, the Phazon. Ugh. Definitely one of those things if, like, the significance would be lost on you if you had not played the first Prime. I was like, what's this neon blue substance? Oh, sweet, and I got the Pirate's Gift scan a bit earlier than I think you would normally be expected to. Alright, where are the... Oh. It's literally blending in. Now, come on. One of you get in the turret so I can scan. Yep, there it is. Come on. There it is. Vigilance class turret, man defense system. Use rapid movement and cover to avoid damage. Yep. And there it is, just flying, just blowing up the turret and sending the pirate's ragdoll flying. Whew. Curious to see how much of Agon Wastes I'm going to be able to get through in the time I have for stream. I feel like I might get close, but not completely done with it in the expected 3-hour time frame I usually give myself. Oh my... Oh, that was the longest hitch yet. Well, that's no good. Yeah, dark and light. That doesn't really help me, but aha! There we go. Oh yeah, now I'm remembering this little section right here is cool. You can't go in through the main door, so you gotta just go underneath the gratings as you see all these pirates doing their thing. All of them going into the portal. Because the space pirates will always be quick to just do whatever bad idea comes to their head if they think they can profit from it. That said, I do really like the pirate logs in this game because it's like, I think somebody in a, like, because you can clearly tell that there's like a different attitude from them just slightly compared to how it was like in Prime 1. Where they were like, oh, we found this new amazing cool energy substance. We're totally going to become badasses with it. Here, it's more like, God damn it, we're stranded on this godforsaken planet thanks to the Federation. There's dark monsters everywhere. Also, there's another hunter besides Samus. God damn it, we are screwed. Alright. There we go. Planet Ether, obscure world in the Dasha system. Planet's unstable due to transdimensional flux. Warfare has devastated a good portion of the world's population. Extreme climate shifts have left most of Ether uninhabitable. Yep. What a shame. And there's Dark Ether. Transdimensional duplicate. Can't determine origin of Aether's dark twin. Contains high levels of Phazon ore. Yeah. Because it was caused by a Phazon meteorite. Or meteor. Native bioforms attack on sight. And then we just gotta scan, like, the remaining computer logs here. Space pilot encrypted data, decoded Phazon operations. Science team, of course, it's always the science teams. Science teams detected the presence of Phazon in the Dasha system 4 cycles ago. High Command authorized the deployment of our team shortly thereafter. Orders are to establish a base on planet Ether and evaluate local Phazon resources. Because this world lies on the periphery of Galactic Federation territory, we're following stealth protocols at the highest level. Yeah, a whole lot of good that did you. Cadre of elite command has been dispatched to provide security for our forces as well. This operation's now underway. God help you poor bastards. Alright. Rift portal's been opened. Artificial weapon, dubbed Dark Beam by Science Team, provides the energy needed to open the portal, although for a limited time. Sent expeditions through the portal, and they've returned with incredible news. Leads to a parallel version of Aether. It's suffered global calamity, turning it into a toxic wasteland. It is the homeworld of the shadowy creatures who've been raiding our base for the last cycle. Most importantly, it's the prime location of Phazon. Extraction plans are being prepared. We will not be denied! Spoilers, you will be denied. Yeah, great discoveries. Spatial anomaly has been found within our base. We believe this rift in space-time leads to a parallel dimension of some type, but have been unable to interact with it thus far. Artifact was found near the anomaly as well. Maybe a weapon, a generator of some kind. Perhaps it is the key to accessing the anomaly. A new weapon for our arsenal is always welcome. Yeah, it's always about more weapons for you people. Local conflict. Intelligence reports on the indigenous population of Ether are in error. This planet's not at peace, nor are the inhabitants docile. Evidence of a Class 4 conflict is present here, though hostilities are at a minimal level now. Territory has suffered several raids by a strange type of shadowy creature. Raids have caused considerable damage, and we have requested more combat troops in response. And here's the last one for the room, I believe. Phazon raids. Phazon extraction raids are underway. Toxicity of the atmosphere has taken a toll on our workforce, as have the hostile natives of that world. Science teams preparing survival gear to protect our work teams, and we have increased our security presence. Fortunately, High Command sending more troops and supplies. Our troops and resources are spread dangerously thin, and this mission cannot fail. Except it will fail. Anyway, time to head up. It's enough. That's enough reading up on lore, I guess. For now. There we go. Oh. Yeah. I like that. Like, they introduced that these enemies can just, like, that there's glass that you can break in this game if you're so inclined. Alright, security station B. Oh! It's her. Damn it. Oh, wow. I could just straight up, like, scan this log right here. before I'm even able to properly access it. Federation attack. Another disaster. The transport bringing our reinforcements and supplies has been shot down. Oh, yeah, okay, that's right, yeah. God, of course, yeah, it's like... Right, this whole pirate base was already established here well before the Federation had, like, caught on to it. So that frigate that was being shot down was with the reinforcements. Which just landed near the alien temple. It's only a matter of time before the Marines attack. Survivors from our ship have made their way to our base. Here we shall make our stand. Another enemy. First the Shadowlings, then the Dark Hunter, and now the Galactic Federation Marine Corps. Perhaps fate will smile upon us before the world itself opens its maw and swallow us. It was at that moment that all of them knew they had screwed up so much. Blast door control security bypass will remain in the open position. Security and control systems have been jammed at the source. Okay. Now just go through here. Humility class turret. Just all manner of names for this stuff. Beam weapon variants of captured Federation turret, yeah. Okay. Biostorage station. No, they got away. And, oh, look who it is. Metroid subject to several blast wounds from space pirate weaponry on low power settings. They wanted it alive after they were finished with it. Okay. Right, is there anything else down here on this lower level to scan? Nope. Just head on up. Oh boy. Yeah, a holding pen for Metroids in Phazon. What could possibly go wrong? And another log. The Hunter. Samus Aran, the accursed hunter, has arrived. The sudden arrival of the hunter is strange enough, but her actions are stranger still. She does not seek our destruction, but our Phazon. With each raid, she steals more Phazon, or only killing those who attempt to deny her. What she needs it for, we do not know. Though science team suspects she requires it to power her new armor suit. Dark in color, it is equipped with strange new weapons. Troops now call her the Dark Hunter. It's a fitting title. Yeah, too bad it's not the real one. Oh, man. Metroid Prime lore that pertains specifically to, like, logs made by the space pirates will always be the best part about Metroid Prime. In all three games. It is fantastic. Alright, here we are. Security Station A. Nothing there. Alright, bomb slot. Just get in here, get the elevator moving. Or not, just change the walls, actually. Never mind. Never mind what I said. Bioenergy production. Okay. Ah, there are the arrow troopers. Airborne assault trooper, fast moving and extremely well armed. Can be overloaded with thermal damage. Got it. Now, I do remember, at least coming back into this room, I distinctly recall the moment where, like this is a room that has, like, an energy tank in behind this sort of, like, raised platform puzzle that we could save for later if we were to get, like, the, I don't know, like, the screw attack or something, but, might as well try. Or not, I don't know. Okay, we gotta turn this on first. Power harnessing system. Processing racks moving to position 1. Extreme caution recommended. And then we just gotta arrange these in like a stacking staircase sort of position. As far as I'm concerned, there is no reason to ever pass up on an energy, like on an energy tank. If it is possible to get it at the earliest opportunity. Like, regardless of its, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. Yeah, this is how you're expected to do it. Yeah. Okay, and I think one more. Totally. Thank you. Okay. Nice. That'll definitely help. And now to get these rearranged in the opposite stepping order. Though the middle one can stay where it is, that's fine. Yeah. Not too bad of a puzzle. Whew. Nah, no missiles. That's a shame. Okay, ventilation area B. Yeah, let's just bomb jump our way through this. Yeah, not a bad puzzle right here. Oh, God. Yeah, just bomb jumping up through hallways while dodging lasers. It's not a bad concept. There. And we got those shortcuts open, so we don't have to worry about doing the whole process over again. And another log. Security breach. The Dark Hunter teleports into the base at will. Our security has proven next to useless against her. Latest raid was disastrous. Not only did we lose more phase onto her, but she also crippled the stealth field generator with her strange new weapons. We're now exposed. We're vulnerable to scans and detections. Our presence here is still minimal. Should the Federation find us, we will be unable to defend our position. But fortunately, Aether is on the fringe of Federation space, so with luck, we'll have a stealth field back in effect before being detected. No. You had way worse. You had way worse, pal. Okay. So yeah. There's still gonna be a lot to do in Agon, but at the very least, with this first session, we're guaranteed like the first Dark Samus fight, which is legit pretty fun. Okay. There we go. I do wish I had more missiles already, but oh well. Yep, that's a lot of Phazon. Now this is real cool. Oh, look at this. Time for a rematch, bitch. Oh, this is good. Metroid games in general really do need more of like these kind of like recurring antagonist stuff where it's like they are rivals that feel a lot like they're meant to be your equal or better. You know, there's like enough similarities you can glean from them while still giving them enough differences, you know? Especially after Dread and the whole like bit with like Ravenbeak as the antagonist. Yep. Oh yeah, and she's got her own little barrier to kind of keep you from abusing missiles. Except for when she's doing an attack, naturally. Well, some attacks, rather. Yeah, it's a simple fight to start with, but it does get more complex with, like, the more you have rematches with her. Oh, yeah, just rushes you right there. Guys, I'm missing my timing. Ah. Oh, God. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Like, it's basically like her own shine spark that she just does towards you. God, all the more reason why I want, like, Prime 4 to find a way to incorporate the speed booster in this, just so we can have our own shine spark in first person. Or maybe not a... Ooh. Oh, come on. Why did you get caught on the corner? Ah. God, it's just like that one time I was able to, like, get the missile off was... Okay, that was at least one that worked. But, like, this fight, at least thematically, is real cool just because everything is exploding. like, damage is clearly occurring everywhere in this room. There. Got her! Yeah! Not so tough now, huh? Oh shoot, no, she's gonna blow. Still a pretty fun fight. It only gets more intense from there, though, with the rematches we have later on. Yeah. Magnetic rail system, which requires a spider ball, of course. We'll get that at some point. Oh, and look at that. Our new, a new weapon, and kind of the first, like, I don't know, actually, I don't actually know what I was trying to get at by saying that, but it's just more like, that's, as soon as we pick up that weapon, that's going to be the introduction of, like, yet another system that could have been interesting had it been implemented differently, and that was the whole idea of, like ammo for your beam weapons in a Metroid game. That said, though, there is also the other thing about weapons in Prime 2 that is somewhat disappointing, and that is just, like, the general effects of them firing. The Dark Beam is just the Ice Beam from Prime 1. And later on, we'll be getting the Light Beam, which is just the Plasma Beam. Like, their firing effects and, like, kind of the general stuff they end up doing is very similar. Alright. Alright, and now we're back here at the Security Station B. With that log that we had already conveniently scanned through the gates. Very nice. Now, it's not like it's going to do as much good in combat on the other side, but hey, might as well go right into Dark Ether again. Why not? Whew. Back to this hellhole. Alright. There we go. Yeah. There's the other thing that this game does, where it's like, if for some godforsaken reason you can just shoot dark beam ammo at like these beacons, they're like these light beacons or whatever, and just like nullify them, and that you scan them to like get like another logbook entry. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, there's a nullified crystal. Statue conceals a Luminoth device. Outer shell of the statue is composed of brimstone. Still need to use this, though, in order to, like, activate this lift. So, yeah. Even in the Dark World, Dark Beam has some applications, just not for combat, because why would you ever use, like, a beam type against enemies that are clearly, like, they're, like, that they're powered by? It's ridiculous. I forget. Was there even, like, another? No, I guess not. I just expected, I guess, to, like, do a pretty big space jump from there. Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah. Okay, never mind. Here we go. Oasis access. There we go. Ah. Keep blowing these up. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much the only door I can take for the time being. All right. There. Okay. So yeah, that's that. And then, of course, you can scan it again for the Dark Lift variant. And we can save. Nice. Alright, so... yeah, I'm about 2.5 hours in already. Yeah, I could still go a bit further. I mean, we're not too far, actually, from the light beam. But I think just, definitely one thing to go for is, like, yeah, just get the light beam, get a couple, Dark Temple keys where we can, and then wherever the next convenient save point is, we can stop there. Alright, Bitter Well. Oh, jeez. Get out. Get out. Yeah, that's just what you can do if you want to damage boost it. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, this doesn't look good. One of 3 locks? Right. You know, actually, because I am kind of getting a bit tired, as well as wanting to, like, do some other things before checking out for the night. I think I am just gonna... Like, the primary goal I'm just gonna focus on is actually getting the light beam proper, since that's close. And then... wherever there's, like, the next convenient save point, I will just, like, stop there. Yep, knew that it would be around there. There. Okay. And what's this? Ah, the Inkclaw. Toxic spewing immobile darkling. And look at that, 40% of all logbooks scans. I imagine I'm slightly ahead of where I'm supposed to be because I actually, like, ended up scanning that one, I think it was, like, Blue Root or whatever it was, before I was supposed to because I just went too far in the wrong direction. And here we are in the feeding pit. Yeah, there's still night barbs. It's fine. Okay. Just gotta make our way over to that cache, where we'll finally get our light beam. Yeah, that really is something that like I had like almost like all but forgotten about with when it came to this game with and the multiple beams that you get, is that like I'd forgotten specifically like that you get the dark beam and then you get the light beam like just so close to like one another. Okay, I gotta clear out some of these night barbs because they're blocking my path from trying to jump onto that. There. Got it. But yeah, and I guess it also kind of makes sense why they did this so that you like... so that you can actually engage with how this game's ammo system works. Specifically, things you kill with one beam... Actually, no, I probably shouldn't say specifically right now because I do feel like I am just gonna screw something up in, like, the explanation. Charge weapon to fire a normal shot when out of ammo. Oh yeah, and also like they have a system in place where they try and make it work like, you know, if you run out of ammo, you can still use it, but it's going to take longer because you have to turn it into a charge shot. Like, fair. I get that. But I think just the bigger problem, defeat enemies with dark beam to earn light ammo and defeat enemies with light beam to earn dark ammo. So it's the idea of like, use one to get stuff for the other. Which I think is interesting, but not really in the context of like a traditional numerical ammo system. You know? That's kind of where the problem lies for me. I mentioned before, but like like the sort of idea that I've like found myself most interested in. Oh wait, no, hold on, that's right. There's stuff that I could do here. Yeah. Yeah. But I also think like another big part for like kind of why it feels weird for me is just the... Because you always had to expend ammo from one weapon in order to get more for the other, it really does kind of screw with my OCD in a lot of ways. Because it's like, I want both of these, like, capped out at the same number, but it refuses to let me do that. And it's why I've always found, like I've brought up the idea of something that I generally refer to as, like, a ratio system. Yeah, with the whole idea of the ratio system, then it's more like there's just like a sliding, like a sliding like pair of meters that like changes, like basically where 1 meter like becomes smaller, the other becomes larger, like kind of like in like like at a perfect ratio. Okay. Like, I think that would be more interesting as a way to kind of, like, encourage the back and forth that this ammo system tries to go for, but without, like confining you to the need to, like, have, like, an actual reserve of specific ammo. Alright, so we're back at Doomed Entry. Ah, come on. There. Dark Temple Key. It's one of 3 that's needed. There you go. Now then. We're on the double path. Heading towards the battleground. Oh, yeah. Got us another mini-boss. Ending web trap. Semi-sentient living snares. Creatures virtually indestructible can only be undone by killing the ing that commands it. Yep. Look at that. Come on, get in here. Damn it. Oh, come on. Alright, that time it worked. Alright, but that's at least, like, the best use you have for getting more light ammo is, like, don't use the dark beam ammo on the enemies. You just use it on those caches that you can blow up for items with specific weapons. But that still doesn't really solve the core problem I have with this being like an ammo system that's reliant on you using one weapon to gain resources for the other. Yeah. And alas, we can't go through that door because that blast shield is like, it requires a super missile. But hey, we can at least go down through this bottom part of the double path. Darkling Tentacle, yeah. Oh my god. God, I really do need to save. Alright, so we're back to Doomed Entry. Where next? Oasis Access. Right, we gotta go through there and take a portal back into regular Aether. Because I think this has gone on long enough. Yeah, just get out of here, please. Thank you. Yep. Out of the Dark Oasis. Oh, but yeah, once I get to the next save point and call it quits for the stream, I'm looking forward to, like, actually taking time to mess around with, like, that controller converter for my Xbox and trying to get PS2 controllers working on that, see how that goes. Main reactor. Actually, hold on. Yeah, save station's right over there. Yeah, we can pick up where I left off for tomorrow. Because even with finally deciding to, like, try my hand at streaming on Friday nights again, I am still planning to stream again, like, on Saturday mornings, like I have already been for the past couple months. We'll see how that works. Oh. We'll say, though, I do recall getting a comment made about, like what it's like playing Metroid Prime 2 compared to the first one, and it definitely is, like, a greater sense of exhaustion. Like, I got quite a bit done, you know? Like, that's what, 2 Dark Temple keys already collected, and we got both of our beam cannons, like, the dueling polarity. Not counting the obvious, like, final one, which just combines both of them. So, like, we're pretty much, like, we got a good lead on like, items towards 100% and all that. But I think that's enough now. Yeah, so... Yep, as already said, I'll be jumping right back into this game tomorrow morning, just as part of the regular schedule for Saturday. So thanks to anyone that's, like, that's been enjoying watching me play through these games all over again. Prime 2 is still really good, even if I'm going to keep bringing up the things that kind of nag at me, but that's just only because, like, I wish it, like, could be just that much more to my liking. But even so, what's there is still more to my liking than a lot of other games that don't do very well with their own ideas. That's gonna do it. Take care, everyone. Later.